First of all, just your thoughts in general on the match, and we'll get to the injuries afterwards, but the match in itself, what were your thoughts there?
Well, I thought we were slow to start again, but then once we got into the game, I thought it was pretty even. Second quarter, we didn't use the ball well forward to centre. Which didn't allow us to defend behind our ball movement. I thought there was times we could have changed angles a little bit more, but we played in straight lines, which didn't allow us to score and didn't allow us to defend behind it. But I thought we fixed that at half time. I thought our third quarter was really strong. I thought we put enormous amount of pressure on them, played the game in the right areas of the ground for us, and had our chances to be closer or even hit the front at some stage. So and obviously at 3/4 time we thought we were in with a real show, and the last quarter was a bit of carnage, obviously. So I thought we fought it out to the end, but through that period of time when we just lost so many players, it was a bit of chaos.
Yeah, I'll just take you through the players, and if you can just give us a bit of an update. First 4 or 5, how bad does that shoulder look?
Well, he's going to have to get it scanned. I think it's positive that it popped back in on the field. Obviously dislocated his shoulder, so we'll have to get it scanned and see how bad it is. I can't put a time frame or anything like that on it yet.
I think it's the same one he had a reconstruction on. Is that your understanding as well?
I'm not 100% sure. I think the doctors mentioned it and I forgot. So we'll just have to we'll update everyone when we get a bit more detail through.
And Logue?
Concussion.
Cox?
He did his hammy. Doesn't look positive at this stage, unfortunately. So we'll get it scanned, but it looks high grade.
So do you fear tendon sort of stuff when you say doesn't look positive and high grade? Yep. So that could be season ending for him potentially.
Potentially, but we don't need to go there just yet. We'll get it scanned and update you all.
Darcy, does that look more like a normal hamstring?
Yeah, it does. Definitely looks like a hamstring strain. So we'll just have to get it scanned. And we'll update you again.
And Croden landed a bit awkwardly in the last couple of minutes and was holding his shoulder at the end. Is he okay with that?
AC joint. He's a bit sore, but we think it's just a normal AC joint at this stage. But we'll have to get him scanned as well.
And how close was Taberner?
He was close. Just probably thought that at training yesterday he wasn't 100% comfortable, and we just probably went the conservative approach, knowing that if we had played him and he re-injured it could have been worse. So decided just to give him another week. He could probably get to about 80%. So that it wasn't worth taking the risk. He's such an important player for us, and we didn't want to put him at any further risk.
So are you legitimately facing a challenge next week, potentially to pick 22 plus 4 emergencies?
No, we'll be right. I don't know, we might be a little bit thin in the emergency department, but it's a big hit. Fifey might get some good news. So I've still got my fingers crossed on a few of our players, but we'll definitely have three or 4 changes. So we had some good performances at Peel. We feel like Meekie's in good form at Peel, so we're going to have to change the team up a little bit, but it's not that dire.
Who else springs to mind, Justin, when you think about guys that are on the fringe and waiting for an opportunity? Who else is ready to go?
Well, Alex Pearce has played 2.5 games back now. Look, it's probably a bit early for me to talk changes, to be honest. I'm still trying to get my head around this game and the damage that was done tonight. We've got enough time to worry about that sort of stuff over the coming days.
Injuries this season, does it feel to you like across the league they've been higher?
It does. It does. I think every club's sort of been through it at some stage. Ours has been pretty consistent. And we're getting a lot of collision injuries as well. There's not much we can do about concussions or Fifey's shoulder. So we've had a bit of a mixed bag with that. We'd love to get some continuity in our team. Unfortunately, it's not going to be this week.
Josh Tracy tonight just seemed to straighten you up a lot, was kicking with great confidence. How did you view his performance?
I thought the way he came at the ball was first class. So I thought last week he showed some signs in the contest where he was nearly. He dropped a couple of marks inside 50 that he should have taken, but tonight, they stuck. He just attacks the ball really hard. He commits to his leads. And he got the reward for effort. He kicked really well, and to kick a goal after the siren at 3/4 time, that's a real pressure kick. So he's made of the right stuff.
And obviously a really highly rated midfield that you were up against tonight. How did you think your guys handled that challenge, and what was going on with the matchups? It seemed a lot was changing throughout the evening.
Yeah, well, we started tagging the first half Libba. You saw the job that Melbourne did on him last week, and he's probably slipped under the radar because he doesn't get as much of the ball, but he does a lot of the hard work. So Caleb, I thought, did a pretty good job on him. We switched that to Bontempelli in the third quarter, but then he started forward. So I thought overall we did a pretty good job. Like the second quarter, I thought they got field position out of stoppage, but in that third quarter we were able to regain ascendancy. I think centre bounce was really important part of the game because whichever team got the centre bounce tended to play the game in their front half. So that was, I think, I'm not sure of the exact numbers, but up until half time we're breaking even in that part of the game. So I thought our mids competed really well. Their mids share the ball around so much, so their numbers are pretty inflated at times. But I thought across the night our mids competed pretty well against theirs.
Let's jump back to just one more of the injuries scenario. What do you say to your players at the end of a game like that? Like, they're human and they're going to look over and see all these guys who are hurt and think, oh my God. Like, what's your message in those circumstances to them about the fact you've just lost a truckload of blokes?
Well, I didn't really touch on that as much as I touched on a couple of things that we need to improve on to be a better side. I think they know the carnage that was going on and the chaos, and I think when you lose three players, important players, within the space of really 90 seconds, it does throw a fair bit of chaos at the game and at the players. And we lost our way for a little bit, but I was actually pretty happy with the way we fought it out. It could have got really ugly at one stage through that chaos, but they missed a few shots, and then we got a couple back. So I didn't really probably touch on the injuries as much as just probably a couple of areas we need to tidy up on.
And just on Brendan Cox, no doubt he was in a lot of pain and emotionally he would have been feeling it as well. What did you say to him after the match, and how is he holding up?
Oh, he's disappointed. I think he's our only back to have played every game this year. So he's held up really well, and he's improving his game and competing against some of the best key forwards in the comp. So he's had some tough lessons this year. I think he's improved. So he's going to be really disappointed. We just cross our fingers and hopefully it's not as bad as it seems at the moment.
Yeah, and Sean Darcy seemed really frustrated when he was given the news. It just seemed to be building so nicely. How much are you feeling for him right now?
Oh, I'm feeling for all our players. Hopefully Sean gets some good news and he only misses the week with the bye coming up. Because you're right, he is in good form. And he's had a few injury concerns across the way, so he's dealt with his fair share. So we'll wrap our arms around our injured players and make them feel like they're still a part of the group. And but we need to move on as well. We've got a 6-day break and a Gold Coast team that's coming off the bye, so we need to move on pretty quick.
Yep. And Nathan Wilson, he lashed out at an opponent and hit him in the groin. What do you say to him after that, and what did you make of that incident?
To be honest, there's a lot going on in the box in the last quarter. I didn't actually see it. I've been told about it. I'll follow up with him during the week, see what was going through his brain, and we'll have a chat about it. But I haven't brought it up with him yet.
Okay. Just one more, Justin. When all that was happening in the box and all those injuries happening in a 1 to 2 minute span, can you stay on top of that when it's happening, or did you just have to catch up on that at 3/4 time, or what happened there for you?
On the injuries? catch up on
Yeah.
the injuries in the last quarter.
Were you able to stay on top of that as it was happening, or did you sort of find out a bit afterwards? Because it all happened, it was chaos.
Well, first of all, I saw Sean come to the bench, and then I think it was in the next kick-in, Fifey hurt his shoulder, and he came to the bench, and then that piece of play led to Coxie doing his hammy. So it all happened pretty quick. And really, it's just making sure we've got the right players in the right positions on the ground, so that we're not there's no holes. But then the players are looking to come for their rotations, and they realise they've only got one on the bench, having already used our sub. So, like I said before, there was a chaos there for a period of time. We dodged a few bullets with them missing a few shots on goal, but I thought overall we fought it out reasonably well, and given the circumstances, and yeah, I mean, it is what it is in a sense. So, we'll lick our wounds and move on.